everyone in all of the earth and all of humanity belongs to one of these individuals. They represent two groups. Either Adam is your head or Christ is your head. Now, I want you to listen carefully now, because what I'm about to say is very important, and this has eternal ramifications for everybody in this room, okay? It gets pretty important. It might be a little bit hard to hear, a little harder for you to understand, but just see if you can follow me, okay? In the beginning, God created a world that was perfect. And in this world, there was harmony. There was a beautiful harmony in all of creation. Man and all of creation, the animals, were in harmony with its creator, all right? But then one day, Adam, along with his wife Eve, listened to a voice that was not God's voice. They listened to a voice of an alien spiritual being in this world. This world was not created for him, who entered this world. His name was Satan. And they listened to the suggestions of this voice, and as a result, chose to act independently of God. Now, God warned so very, very clearly to this couple. He says, the moment that you act independently and think independently of me, that you stop being a covenant follower and instead go your own way and live independently of me, you're going to die. You're going to die. And this death included a spiritual death, being cut off from God, separation, a physical death, and an eternal death if things didn't change. All right? And this is the effect of what the Bible calls sin. And sin is, it's a rejection of God's rule. That's what it really is in its essence. It's a rejection of God's loving rule as creator in your life. All right? And sin brings death. That is the judgment that God has brought upon sin. It results in death. So everyone who has sin dies. Now, everyone enters this world without choosing this as a son or daughter of Adam. They come under the headship of Adam. They inherit all that Adam has passed down. That means they inherit his physical and personality features. I mean, yes, it changes down through the generations, okay? You've got gene pools mixing, and you get all kinds of different results and personalities of people and races and nations. But basically, if you trace things back far enough, that's where you end up. You inherited not only Adam's physical features, but his spiritual features as well, particularly his fallen nature. His fallen nature. So we come into this world under this headship of Adam with a corrupt, sinful nature, which we've inherited. And because of this, we don't by nature want to submit to God. We don't want him ruling in our lives. We don't want him telling us what to do. We would rather do what we want to do. And we'll do maybe what he says when we feel like it, when it's convenient. All right. This is why we live in a society where people kill, steal, lie, cheat, murder, rape, abuse, all of it. This is the reason, because we are sons and daughters of Adam. All right? And it doesn't matter how much we try or how good of a person you try to be, you can't change this nature. It's there. It's there. You can't stop doing these things. Some do it worse than others, but you just can't stop. And because of these things, God's judgment is upon us and you. All right? Now, God did not leave us in this helpless state. He had a plan, and this is the amazing plan. He would send a second Adam. Okay? A second Adam. One who would not have a sinful nature. And to do this, God would have to do something pretty amazing, pretty miraculous. He would have to intrude into the way that the normal course of things, that a baby is born and conceived in a mother's womb, and he would interrupt that, and he would prevent the male part of it coming through, right? And so that the result would be his own child through a human mother. That way, the child would not have a human father, would not have sinful, corrupted nature come down from Adam, and would be sinless. You got it? This is what he did. This is very important with this whole big plan. This is not just a little fairy tale and nice things you see on a Christmas card. This is eternally important, okay? So hang with me. Hang with me. This was crucial in God's plan. Crucial because This way, this child could grow up without this sinful nature, a new representative of a human race who could bear or take the sin and judgment of other human beings upon himself. He was able to do it because he was out without sin. In other words, he could become a substitute. Then God could raise this man from the dead, because you see, death could not hold him. Death only has power over those with sin. This individual has no sin, so death has no power over him. He comes up from the grave, and he becomes the representative of this new humanity that God is going to begin. All right? Now, God would then send a message into the world. He would broadcast it everywhere. He would send human beings around the entire planet. And this is the message. This is the message. Everyone who turns or forsakes their own sinful nature, cries out to God, calls upon his Son for salvation, comes under that Son's rule. This is now who's risen from the dead, who comes under his rule, all right? God promises to give him eternal life, forgive him of sin, and give him a place in his eternal kingdom in heaven. This is the message God would send throughout the world. And it's gone. It's gone out. Yes, it's gone out, and it's going out, and it's going around and around the globe right now. And it's called the gospel. It's the gospel.